hope you got your shitting pants on.
'Cause you are about to shit your pants.
All right, everybody. Welcome to The Big Picture. My name is Michael Sargent. Welcome to the program. First thing I think we want to talk about here is let's get the politics right out of the way, okay? What I'm going to say this week, more than anything else, is the mere fact that the liberals are still going crazy about the annex of Donald Trump. Now, there's a couple of things that let's get this all started off with, so we're right. Last week, we discussed a lot of family issues, gave you a little inside look into my world, okay, the world of the nutbag, or so it's put. All right, well, I think it all kind of ties in with things because as it stands right now, there are so many people that are, not so many people, but so many liberal mindseted people are so tired of Donald Trump and his annex. Trust me, he's doing this on purpose. And, for all you Tide Pod eating fuckers out there that, think that this is normal, you skinny jean, man bun people who just doesn't seem to get this. I'm going to lay this out to you people just a little bit, okay? Now, everybody always enjoys their own brand.
Oh, everyone likes their own brand.
It's very true that, everybody has their point of view on things. So when I say everybody has their own brand, yes, everybody has their own brand and they believe in what they believe in. And sometimes those beliefs, they're not quite right. Okay? And all I can really say regarding all this is liberals, you people need to start waking up and shutting your mouth.
You shut your mouth, you bastard!
It's pretty simple, really. Let me just lay it out to you this way. For years now, back in the Clinton administration, you remember Bill Clinton made a deal with North Korea, and the fear back then was this would give North Korea, nuclear capability within 20 years. And let's just say, okay, yeah, 20 years. And people, here is your big picture political moment of the week. This guy's testing missiles. He really wants to attack the United States. He doesn't have any use for the United States. So what I'm going to say is Donald Trump, who took office, decided that there's going to be some things that are done about the leader of North Korea. I won't even mention his name. We shall leave it as he who shall not be mentioned. Okay? So, what I'm going to say regarding all this is Barack Obama, while you were in office, you and your liberal pussies, you all did nothing the entire time you were in office. You entertained this guy. You made deals with Iran. You sent messages to the world. And I got to tell you, people, this whole thing stinks. And Donald Trump comes into the office, and now he's basically, okay, you know how you take care of a bully? You be a bully. And that's exactly what he does. So Donald Trump is putting, some pressure. And guess what? Now this guy wants to meet Donald Trump. And here's the really scary part for you liberals. This is really going to you people are just going to go crazy and think that this stinks.
Oh, even Stink would say that stinks. Oh, even Stink would say that stinks.
Exactly. So what I'm saying here with this, okay, is if Donald Trump brings the leader of North Korea to the table, and the ultimate goal here is to get North Korea to stop this nuclear testing crap that they're doing. Nobody wants a nuclear war. And this kid is not realistic enough to, really be the leader of a country, let alone, go toe-to-toe with Donald Trump, a businessman. And this is basically what this is a business meeting. And you do not go into a business meeting with the upper hand and then concede a bunch of shit to a loser. So that's basically what's going to happen here. And what happens is when Donald Trump wins this, when Donald Trump sets out his agenda and gets North Korea, I can hear it right now. These liberals, this is going to be a kick right in the old gin worm.
All right, now, mommy, daddy button.
And I can see that happening. Okay? He's going to go in there. He's going to change things up. He's going to make a deal, and it's going to be a very good deal for the United States. And it'll be a good deal for Korea, too. Korea, maybe, you'll see the error of your ways. Okay? I guess that's the best way. But let's put it this way. In every negotiation, there's always a winner, there's always a loser. Under Barack Obama, well, you know what? All I can really say about his entire presidency and the apology tours and the ass kissing that went on with the world leaders, Barack, I'm sorry. You're a loser. And here's what I'm going to say about all of you people, all you liberal people. You need to shut your mouths.
You shut your mouth, you bastard.
Right. The reason why is because the economy is growing. This bullcrap that you keep hearing these people say about how, this is the after effects of the Barack Obama economic plan. Yeah, they are really not too bright. I hate to say it, but I'm sitting here thinking about the entire Barack Obama presidency and the aftermath with people like Andrew Cuomo and Chuck Schumer and Nancy Pelosi, Elizabeth Warren, and that crazy bitch, Maxine Waters. You people, oh my God, go crawl back under the rocks you came from. This country is starting to do well. Yeah, that's right. And you know what? You all sit there and think that our Donald Trump is doing such a bad job, while we all sat there and thought, oh my God, this is a dumpster fire.
Oh Lord Jesus, it's a fire.
Yeah, it was a fire. And most of us for the last, 8 years that had to watch these liberals tear apart the country, we really were in the pit of misery.
Pit of misery, dilly dilly. Dilly dilly.
And let's just say it like this. They did this, and what good did it do? You created an entire generation of people that think it's okay to eat Tide Pods. The drug abuse in this country is crazy. And whether it's spurred through the medical industry, I don't know. I just know this much. When I look at everything, everybody has their own agenda, their own brand, I guess, when they're trying to push that agenda. And what happens is everybody at the time may like their brand, the things that they push, but when they find out what the aftermath or the repercussions of those actions, these things that they've done, now all of a sudden everybody wants to bitch and blame everybody else for it.
Oh, everyone likes their own brand, don't they? This is magic.
It's funny, but, I sit there and I think, that here we are on, a whole new level of things starting to flourish for the United States again. I read recently that Donald Trump, is basically putting a tariff on this imported metal that comes from Canada. Well, that caused a big outrage, amongst the liberal mindset people, all right? Which I will say again, you people, oh God, you just don't see the bigger picture here. And what ends up happening is you don't see the bigger picture, and who loses? These politicians that want to fight Trump on everything. Who really loses? We the people. We're the ones that are actually suffering, for the politics. So here's what I read. I believe it's somewhere around Buffalo, and I would have to look it up now at this point because my memory's getting shitty because I'm getting old. All right. I thought that this was quite incredible. Okay. There is a plant that is opening back up, and they are hiring 1,000 new people in this steel plant. And I believe it's right here in New York. Who'd have thunk it? Who'd have thunk it? To me, it was, one of those moments when I heard it and I thought, oh my God, the jobs are coming back. I just thought it was quite incredible. When you see all this and you think, my God, the stock markets are up. Okay. Yeah. Do they have losses on some days? Sure. You get a $300 point drop in one day, but then it comes roaring back the following day. You got to understand there's trading. There's nothing to worry about right here at this point. So I guess I'll start worrying about it, when I start losing money again the way I did the last 8 years under the former administration who felt they were entitled to everything that I had. I'm so happy about all this right now.
I'm getting all emotional from it,
It's really great. I'm seeing this and I'm thinking about it, in 2020. You know what, Mr. Trump? I'd like to have a go with you, Philly.
Oh. Who's your friend? Oh, I'd like to have a go with that, Philly.
Yeah. I think Donald Trump is going to do some really great things. And as far as the Maxine Waters, the Nancy Pelosi's, the Chuck Schumers, the Andrew Cuomo's, and the rest of these, the rest of the DTDs, all I can tell you is, you people, we don't have any time for you.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
We've had enough. We've had enough. Okay? And the biggest fear I have is like every time this crazy stuff goes on and you see one of these new presidents, get into office and you wonder what's going to go on, all you can think to yourself is, hey, what's up here, buddy? What are you doing?
What's up, Doc?
Yeah, what's up, Doc? So, all right, that's going to close, off the opening segment here where we talk a little bit of bullshit about politics. So, you'll have to excuse me for a minute. I will be right back.
I'm not kidding. I got a crap on deck that could choke a donkey.
Well, welcome back to the program, everybody. I got a photograph picture of. Okay. So, here's what I was going to start off with here on the photography topic. This is essentially the headshot season, okay? Or what I like to call the headshot season. And generally what happens is the phone starts ringing off the hook almost daily, or the emails are constantly a-buzzing. And what happens is there are a lot of professional people who, are looking for headshots. And this can range from anybody from, salespeople right on up to lawyers, doctors, things like that. And that's where I've really kind of, done well for myself in this whole thing, because the headshots are something that I specialize in. The other thing that goes on this time of year is the sports composite images, which I've got some big plans this year, because what's amazing about all this is every single year, I come up with a new concept. And what happens when I come up with a new concept, everybody tries to copy it. All these other photographers in the area start copying what I do. I recently noticed, too, that my style of headshot is showing up in other local photographers' portfolios. And the thing is, some of them are pretty good, but they ain't me. And I have a technique, and there's a special way that I do this. So what I want to, just touch on here a little bit is headshot photography in itself. Okay, it's a little different than portraits. So what I'm going to do here real quick is give you, which is cool, because I just, was screwing around here on Google, looking over the internet, and I just typed in headshot photography. And this is what was really freaking cool. Okay. 22,000. No, I've got that all wrong. 22 million. Holy crap, that's a big number. Like over 22 million results from Google in 0.69 seconds. And right here it says at the top, corporate headshot photography, business conference photos. Okay. Right at the very top. Guess who it is? It's Michael Sargent Photography. You know who's right underneath Michael Sargent Photography? Rite Aid Photos. So, all right, here's something that I want to talk about. Like I said, this is the time of year when people start looking for great headshots. And some tips. All right, I'm going to read this off here. As it's a story by Sean Gannon, who's well, I really don't know who he is, but he's got a pretty good piece of literature up here. But he writes, photographing a headshot can seem like a daunting project. To have one person in front of your camera looking to you for direction and positivity is an intense environment. And I'm going to agree with him. It sure is. It's intense for both the photographer and the client. The thing is, if you're any good at this, you'll get the shot, and you'll know how to work with your client to make them actually produce the type of photo that you're looking for. Okay. Now, people are generally very critical of themselves in photographs and feel very nervous. That's true. I mean, that's why that first shot you always take, it looks like a deer in the headlights. And you gotta take it though, because you have to show them the transformation that takes place. So, a few simple little things that you can do to make it a lot easier for everyone. Number one, you can have a pre-session consultation. Okay. Before your session, make sure you know how the images will be used and what style they would like. This can be on the phone or face-to-face. Talking to them will help them relax so much more than email. This will allow you to help them prepare for the session, make sure they know what to expect, and are as relaxed as possible. That's kind of what I do. Okay? So, what you want to do is you find out about what profession your subject is involved in. A corporate lawyer may well opt for a clean white background look, while a more relaxed style of business yoga instructor or something like that may prefer a more colorful environmental image, like, just a lot of blurred out background, okay, and more of a corporate type setting, which necessarily, doesn't mean that it's going to be, in a corporate background, but you have to find this out in the consultation, what they want, so you're basically ready to go. You also want to help them choose the right clothes, okay? Generally speaking, solid neutral colors work best for headshots, as you want to avoid anything that distracts away from the people's faces. It is a formal style. Headshots are a formal style of photography. That's ultimately what you're looking to achieve, and make sure that everyone, gets the message about this person. You remember that video I put up there, Tell the World Who You Are? Well, that was the reason why. Okay? You want to portray that person with who they want to be shown as. Okay? You want to make sure that people that look at the photographs actually get the message, and that does include your client. And one of the big things too is you always have to make sure that they bring formal work clothes with them. Men often forget their jackets, so for a consistent look, try and have a spare one on hand in the studio. We do, okay. Even if you need to clip it at the back, or tighten it up or whatever, you can still put a jacket on the person and then have them, look their best, okay. Also, one other little tip here is remind them to iron their clothes out as well. Okay? You got to create separation from the background. Whether that be separation light or actual separation, you have to do that. Starting a session, whether you're photographing headshots for a single person or a whole team, make sure you have a general chat with each person first. It's very important. You have to get to know your client a little bit. You have to connect with them. You have to be able to communicate with them or connect with them on some level. Find something in common. That's how it goes. Okay. You got to make them feel comfortable. All right. The other thing too, and I don't really recommend this, but they talk about silly faces. Make silly faces at your client, because sometimes that'll break the ice, and or have them do it. Some of them do, some of them don't. But, once they actually break that barrier and impact their own comfort zone and make a stupid face that you can photograph, it gets easier. It really does. Other factors, lighting and positioning. Sit people down sometimes. And it's always about the little tiny adjustments. Keep talking with your clients and be positive, and something that everybody needs to start doing if you're going to get into headshot photography, which a lot of you around here I wouldn't recommend because you're not as good at it as me, and I'm sorry to say it, but that's my thing. I've been trained, I've been taught, I know what I'm doing. But shoot tethered. What I do in my studio is I shoot tethered, and I also have a display for the client to look at so they can see their photos. So we can immediately go right to adjustments. Okay? That's really what I want to talk to you about with the headshot photography. Because as it stands right now, we are extremely starting to get busy. And what I'm going to say is, if you are in need of a headshot, I would highly recommend that you start to call, get your appointment, and get in here. Because once I'm busy, I'm busy. And it gets tough to move people in. And you know why? I'm going to tell you exactly why. Why things get this busy for me? Because we do such good photography. Such good photography! All right, we'll be right back. Well, like I said, a quick little break here. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I am going to play a little soundbite that we did for our website a while ago, so you can kind of hear it, and hopefully you'll pick up the the basic thought process behind the, show the world who you are campaign. Okay, let me spool this up for you.
How do you want the world to see you? Are you an athlete? A genius? Perhaps you're a nerd. Everyone is someone. We all have things we love to do. Hello everyone, I'm Michael Sargent, and I'm into photography. And what I do is I take what you're into and combine that with you so you can show the world just who you are. Show the world who you are.
Now, of course, there's a little pause and stuff in there, but basically, that was a slideshow that we did and put on our website. And it was actually kind of a cool little promo thing, which once in a while I do stuff like that. So, all right, well, you know what? Apparently my home here is being invaded by people, and there's a lot of background noises. So instead of boring you with a bunch of noise in the background or crap that you may or may not be able to hear, I think we've covered everything we needed to cover for this week. So I think we'll kind of back out of this program and see what we can do, about bringing you a better show next week, okay? We're at 27 minutes. I think that's all I have to say for this week, okay, people? All right. So let's keep it going. And just remember, if you're out there taking photographs, be legendary.
Oh, no! We suck again!
I'm sick and tired of everybody thinking they know what's best for me, and maybe God wanted me to be nothing special. I'm past the point of breaking, and I'm not sure if I'm gonna make it. I'll keep this gift from breaking as long as you